I welcome you back to this video lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talk about the type tool, that is the text tool right here. Okay, so let's go on and add a new page. That is going to be our page 6. Okay, and we can just leave it at landscape, so everything will be easy. So this is where you get your text tool. That is this alphabet A right here is your text tool. So if you want to add any writing to your work, this is where you get the text tool to add your writing. Now this text tool has a lot of things right inside it, but to just learn how to use the tool first, and then we'll get to know the things inside one after the other. So you just have to get the tool, and then you drop at anywhere you want to start typing. Okay, I can just say Laurel. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Laurel. Or we can just type anything of our choice. When we're done typing what we want, when we're done creating our text, we can just drop it right here and just use our pick tool to maybe expand, or it is preferable to use your font size right here, because when you make an expansion, sometimes you might even make a mistake of resizing to the size you don't want. But let's just say we'll have from 6 points, which is the smallest, to 200, and maybe these points are not really enough for us. That is when you can go on resizing from here, or maybe you can just add the point you have in mind right here. We'll have 200 and maybe we want 230. Okay, you can just add 230 and click it, resize our Laurel to 230. Okay, so here is where you mirror it. Now we'll see the effect of this mirror clearly. So let's mirror horizontally and see what happens. It turns our Laurel the other way. Vertically, it turns our Laurel downwards. Okay, so this is what mirror does. You can just keep mirroring again to get it back to what we want. Okay, so here is the Laurel we have before. So I believe this shows us clearly the effect of this mirror. So this is where you change the width and the height of your text, and where you want to position the text right here, just like we did with other shapes. You can as well rotate your text from here, either let's just say 30. I like rotating 30, or you can just click twice on the text to make your rotation from here. Okay, but this rotation is not always perfect. Just look, we'll have 1.082, but it looks as if it's perfect, whereas the perfect position is 0.00. Can just add 0 here, and our Laurel is going to be straight again. So here is where we'll change the font. Okay, if you have some fonts right inside your system, all are going to appear here. So we can just click on the drop down icon, and it gives us different kinds of fonts depending on what we want. We can just keep scrolling, and let's just bring our Laurel right outside here, so we can see the effect while changing the font. Okay, so it giving you the preview how the font you're changing it's going to look like, depending on the types of fonts you have right in your work. So we can just decide to select this one, challenge extra bold let. So let's just bring it right inside. So maybe you have a font in mind, you know the name. Instead of going through here, which might take a whole lot of your time, you can just come right here, write the name of the font, and it's going to bring down the options of the fonts you want, and then you're going to use it for your work. Because this font is active, you see we'll have some of the things here not active. So let's take it back to the natural font, or maybe we can just use Ctrl+Z to take it back, or come to our edit and undo move, undo edit again, and then you can undo move again, and then undo edit text. So with this, we'll see that this our bold icon right here, that is B, is active, italics active, and underline is active as well. So when you click on bold, it's going to make your text bolder than it was before. You can click on italics. You can highlight the italics to just make the text slanty. You can just remove the bold, and you see, now you can click on underline to strike right under your text. So it depends on what you want and how you want your text to appear. So this is the easiest way, and this is the basic way of setting your text and making it look good. Okay, that's not all. We are still going to talk about text and how we'll make other changes apart from the ones we have right here. Let's go back to our text. We have a drop down, we'll have a table. Here you can draw a table of your choice, and this table you can just keep adding text inside each of the box, okay, inside each of the column or each of the row, depending on what you want. So this is just like a table where you create maybe a menu, a list of something with the amount or anything. So this makes it very easy for you to create those things without having to go through a long process. Okay, then we also have what we call text box. How to create a text box? You just have to come to your text right here, select the alphabet, and then you draw. What we're drawing is just like highlighting, but just in an empty space. We've just created a text box right here. So if we have a text, we can just copy those texts right inside here, and then we can expand our text box right from here. Now we have these two things right here, one up, one down. This simply means that if our text is way too big for this particular space we have here, please take it to another space, that this is a connection to another page entirely. So when we talk about text in our next lecture, you're going to understand better how all these things works perfectly. Okay, just go on and practice how to create a simple text, how to create a text table, and how to create a text box. They are very simple. So the more you do it, the more you get used to it. In our next lecture, we're going to go into text and how we can edit our text, and it will look different from what we have right here. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video lecture.